I hate I have to ask you about this because I don't want to be asking you about another man's wife, but I keep seeing it around the internet, and I know you've seen it too. So I got to get your point of view on it. Is it any truth to you trying to talk to Beyonce while she was with Jay?
Nah. I like Willie D a lot, and I was surprised that he had someone that's not credible on his show like that. But some things that he says are true, but everybody knows. But like the things he says, like intimate, he's not a Rockefeller specialist. We never respected him as a Rockefeller. He was never any of our friends. None of that. He was just a hired employee, like the hundreds of people that have done that. He just happened to be getting content. Like I said, whenever you talk to someone that was said that they would know everything because they taped everything, and you took all the footage, show it, back it up, pause. You know what I mean? But I would never try to talk to another man's wife. Before that I ran into her once, and I think I had got a number at this Victoria's Secret show. But to me, she was like a little girl. So I was going after Giselle. I wasn't going it was like Giselle, everybody. Naomi Campbell was a lot of people that she hadn't realized the potential yet. But it was because I honestly was like, I'll call you to talk to you. But that was like a year or two before all, that she wasn't, she was probably like almost, like she was, I don't want to say this because it'll trigger too much shit, so, but I never tried to talk to her after that. Well, I'm not, we're rock stars. So yes, definitely, it wasn't like I ever never looked at one of his girls and said, I'm going to smash her. That never happened. Once he would hit the chick, then I'm not fucking with her. But before, we would go hard. But he would do that a lot. Like, girls, again, I'll put it in the book, but I never chased his chicks. But sometimes if there was a choice, they would choose me a lot. And sometimes they would choose him. But Aaliyah hadn't with one. If he would have touched her physically at all, any penetration or anything like that, then I could have never wifed her. That would have never. I'm not a guy that's ever going to wife a girl that my friends. I'm not ever going to do that. You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't do that. I can't walk in the room and they got that connection. Never. So the only reason why we were both going at her, but she chose me. That's all. But it wasn't like I was trying to take his girl. I mean, he might have had PTSD because of that, which I'm sure he did. I can't help how a girl feels, but I wouldn't. He knows I would never do that. I don't even listen to Beyonce records because I don't want to fuck her. I don't want to see her shake her body. Even though Jay, I still consider her my brother. I don't even really know what she looks like. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really look at her. I don't listen to her music. To me, her music portrays her, and the way that she dances and stuff puts her in a sexual light. So I feel funny looking at it. I can't even really, I don't play no Beyonce records. It's not because of Jay and the problems we have. It's because of the respect I got for her. You understand what I'm saying? So last time I saw Jay and Beyonce, that was Shaka's party. I ran into her. We talked and I said, there's Rachel right over there. And go right over there. I don't want that. I don't even want her to have the chance to like me because it's hard not to. I'm not going to say she do or don't, but I don't even want that. I don't want to. I've had connections with other people's girls and I'd be like, you know better than that, and walk off. Like we'll get the eye. Let's stop talking because homeboy's going to go crazy. Let's go. And I'm not going to say who that is. But it's happened that I've said no to other niggas' wives a lot that I respect, that everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't do that. And to niggas' daughters. Like if your daughter, I get really offended when I hear that certain niggas, and you know who you are, have ran up in my daughter's DM. And I'm like, damn, that nigga is so crazy. I'm like, that nigga knew you was a baby. And I'm going to step to that nigga when I see him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's my daughter. Like, either way, out of respect, bro. I know it's my daughter. But you already know what you're going to do. I know. I tell me and my daughter got the best. I tell her everything. All these niggas do want to fucking tell everybody. Do not do it. Only with somebody that really loves you, make him earn. And once he does that, he's responsible for your bills because I did that for your mother. Fuck all that. A real man doesn't make a woman pay a bill unless he doesn't have it and he's been paying the bills. And then when he's down, he's not down for long. And that's when she could help. But she knows that you're fighting every day, so she never has to work. That's why I never let my girls work. I start them businesses. I left my ex-wife $100 million business that I created for and invested $8 million in. It's all hers. You know, I judge people at manhood a certain way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying Charlemagne, you know, he's feminine. Like, not to say, I don't know if he's gay or not, but he doesn't represent a masculine black man. And I hope people don't think he represents us as a whole. And this is how a black man acts, you know, to the other cultures that he's talking to, because we ain't jacking him. We don't do that. Pause. Like his OG is Wendy Williams. My OG is Daniel. And a whole lot that I'm not even allowed to say their names.
So the rumor that's going around that you tried to talk to Beyonce at the change clothes video shoot, that's a lie.
If I talked to her, I wasn't trying to get out of it. He's saying she was looking at me a certain way. I didn't notice. I didn't even look at her in the face. If I said hi, I don't remember. It wasn't. If it wasn't a memorable moment. But my intention was never. Like I said, Naomi Campbell was there. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, she was doing me a favor. That's my sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying attention. That's that man, girl. It's supermodels, all this shit. Why would I do that? I'm not even. I don't even know how good she looks. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I could see what she's doing, and it's enough to turn away. Like I'd be like, oh no, I don't want to see her butt. I want to see that man. I don't want to see it. I don't know how he deals with that, but that's on him. That's just not me. That was an issue I was having with Aaliyah. Like at the time, it was like I wasn't trying to be in love with a girl that's gonna be doing kissing scenes and be in the studio with a nigga. No, I don't want that for me. I want you with me all the time. A nigga that's gonna be with you in the room for 12 hours will definitely fall in love. I did. So why would I want to put you? I was doing everything I can. Like, yo, let me get your shit right so you don't have to be around nobody or leave the Australia for 4 months and do kissing scenes with niggas. I didn't like that shit at all. That's what I don't know what would have happened. And that's what's great about that situation is we never got to get to an argument. All I can remember is the golden times. But usually a long-term relationship has some dark times. I just never had any with her because we didn't get that long terms. The years we were together, she was on the road and doing movies a lot. But we were really in love. And yeah, she was the coolest.
And speaking of Aaliyah, that's another rumor that's been going around for a while too. And I hate to even ask you about this, but I'm sure you've been saying the same thing. It's been a rumor going around about that, about how she was with Jay first and you took her from Jay.
He was talking to her, but I didn't know. He's sneaky, so I didn't know. So when I was talking to her, she was like, "How's Jay?" And so she said, "Like, he must have tried it too." So it wasn't like I knew. I didn't know. Like with Beyonce, it was some sneaky shit. That nigga flew to LA and stood, and it was, you know, he's slick. Pause. He's cunning. So you never really know what you don't know who Jay's fucking with. The way he pulled Beyonce was cunning. Real cunning. But that's his business. I ain't know. So let me just say this. You see how you say it's, wait. You see how you say it's going around the internet? That's why I have to speak on certain things, or else it'll stay going around the internet and people will believe it, and it does affect my business. But if you're not a boss, you don't understand that. That's the reason why you see the dude from Apple before he died, he said his truth because he knew algorithms. What's his name? Steve Jobs. You see Elon Musk speaks a lot because the reason why you didn't speak before is because there wasn't an internet, there wasn't an algorithm, there wasn't social media. So now you have to approach business a little different. You have to be able to adjust. There's different weapons out there and there's different ways to fight them. These people that do certain things, they know about clipping, I know all the tricks, I just don't do them. I don't have to pay for rhythm. I am rhythm.